Right, we're going through the Havoc collection now, guys. I'm just rattling off one video after another. I nearly said welcome back, chat, but you've been here the whole time. So let's just get into it, shall we? I'm going to breeze through the greys and the blues pretty fast because, again, you're expecting it to be just skin fodder. Nothing really that interesting. So I'm not going to judge these too harshly. And then, obviously, once we get towards the top end, the reds and the pinks, then I'll be taking it a little bit more seriously. So this is par for the course, Heist. Looks alright. They're pretty clean. Dual Predators. Way better skins. Looks okay. Tech 9 Phoenix Chalk. Actually kind of like the color scheme on this. There's another one out there that's purple. I'm trying to remember what it's called. The purple Tech 9, and it has like some lighter touches on it. I don't remember what it's called. There's a skin that already looks a bit like this though out there. It's quite an old skin, which is why I can't remember its name. So, but it looks pretty clean. It's actually not bad, and I like that it's darker on the end here. This is actually pretty good. I do like it. Sawn-off shotgun. Does anyone actually care about this? I don't, so we'll just pass. Is it the Sandstorm? It might be, I don't remember. Death Rattle. I know some people really like their snakeskin looking ones, like you got the AWP Viper or AWP Pit, whatever it's called, and there's a couple of other ones. Doesn't look that bad, but it's a PP-Bizon, and they are trash tier weapons. So even though there's a lot of detail and it looks pretty decent, wouldn't be using it. There's a Predator skin on the AK, which is actually underrated skin as far as I'm concerned, and this looks clean. I just wish it was on a usable gun. It actually looks really clean. I like it, except for the fact it's on an M249. So it's a hard pass, isn't it? It's a hard pass every day. MP7. Vault Heist. Not a fan, really. Don't like the color scheme. Very plain looking. And now we're moving on to the blue. So these should, in theory, be better skins. And yeah, I'm just left wanting more. This is a disappointing skin. Definitely not one I'd pick up. Phoenix Marker, the R8. Actually quite like this. I like the colors on it. It's just an R8, so just never going to get used, is it? But I like the fact that the handle's also blue. If the R8 was usable, I would actually contemplate picking this up. I like the purple and the blue. This is actually a really nice skin, and it grows on me the more I look at it. I think this is a high quality blue collection skin. Just a shame it's on the R8. Feels bad. I could draw with my fucking art skills of a 3-year-old. I could draw in paint right now and come up with a more unique, better looking skin than this. Fucking Rust Coat Nova. Are you just admitting that you've given up on life? Who the fuck is gonna buy this skin? This is lit. They may have well called this Nova Cucked. Because whenever you get a drop now and you get this, you've been fucking cucked. Nobody gets this drop and is happy about it. Nobody. Desert Eagle. Night Heist. I could see people using this skin, you know. I like the colors on it. It's pretty clean looking. It's nice and shiny. I could see people using this. I think it's alright. It's a blue, so it's not super expensive. It's a decent quality skin. And I think this, again, is what it's all about when it comes to collections. But yeah, that for me is a really solid effort. I wouldn't personally get it, but I could understand why some other people would be into it for sure. Rustcoat selling $8.50. The world's just mad, isn't it? Phoenix Stencil. So it's Negev, so like I almost just want to skip it anyway and not even bother with the skin. In terms of the color scheme, there's a lot of detail here and a lot of effort's clearly gone into it, but I just think if you were going to go through all this effort, why would you have not put this on like a better version of a weapon? Why would you not have gone for like a FAMAS, a Galil? I think this actually fit on a Galil way better. Why a Negev? Why? Pass. P90 Tiger Pit. This looks like it's artwork from a 1995 game. Like, I can almost count the amount of pixels that are on this gun right now. I can count the pixels on them. But that's not even necessarily a knock to whoever did the art for this, because that might be intentional. And this is a cheaper, like, lower grade skin. So, like, I can't even be too harsh about that. The issue is, it's for a P90, so that almost disqualifies it straight away. Nobody is going to pick up this skin and be happy about it because it's on a P90. And if you do get a P90, there are far better skins out there. I don't typically like Tiger sort of skins, and the idea... This is a fucking fantastic skin, though. This is a fantastic skin. This is a 10 out of 10. And I'll tell you why, because I have a feeling that this is randomized. I don't think every single one of them is going to look like this. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling it's going to be random patterns. So in some of them, you'll get the orange down here and the orange at top. Could be wrong, like, could be way off. But even if I am off on that, this looks really, really clean. This is going to fit a lot of people's inventory. This is a really good skin. It's blue, so it'll be cheap. You'll be able to get a good version of one of these eventually. Yeah. Definitely a fan of that P250. I wouldn't use it myself, but I'm a fan. Phoenix Blacklight. So, I really like the color scheme. The blue, black, and purple. Big, big fan of that. The thing I'm not a fan of is the general artwork. Just seems like graffiti, which we've seen so many times in CS skins. Like, so many skins have graffiti on them, and it just doesn't feel unique or special to me in that respect. I would only pick up this skin if I was purely looking at colors. I don't think there's much missing paint on this either, which is quite big for a Galil, because they typically do have a lot of paint missing, which is definitely a plus by it. But now we're moving into the purple, so this is going to be more expensive. It's a good skin, and I really do love the colors on it, but I would not pick this up. I couldn't justify picking it up. Right, we're getting into the purples and stuff now, so this is where I'm going to be a little bit harsher in terms of judging them, because these are going to be a lot more expensive. So, Hypnotic. Oh, this is a callback. I think this is a Deagle Hypnotic, which is actually one of the first skins that ever came into the game, and I actually had it very early on. Issue is, it's for the SG, and I'm never going to use the gun, and it does feel a little bit plain, because you only have the middle portion of the gun is really skinned. The rest of it is just left to default, which is kind of disappointing. So there's this weird contrast between the Hypnotic aspect of it, and then you got the scope isn't, the barrel isn't, magazine, handle, grip, sorry, and the stock, like, all of it isn't. I think there could have been a really cool skin here, and I feel a little bit disappointed they didn't fully follow through. Even though it's an SG, and I wouldn't have used it anyway. It's a skip, but, yeah, bit disappointing. Also UMP, there might be a UMP, I don't remember. Glock Franklin. Isn't there a P250 Franklin? I'm sure there's a Franklin already in the game, and I'm pretty sure it's a P250. I know it's one of the pistols. It's an interesting idea, but the issue I have with the Franklin is that in-game it looks quite scuffed. Like, a lot of this detail is sort of somewhat taken away when you're in game, and plus I don't like that the skin has two separate parts to it. So you see, like, the Franklins here, and then there's just random ones upside down that are kind of meshed on the top part of the gun, like the top slide, and it just looks like kind of weird to me, and it just looks kind of a mess. Like, the idea is cool, and I could see a lot of people really liking this. It's clean, but I just don't really care enough to pick one up. But it's cool they're adding more skins in. It's been a long time since the P250 was put in the game. I want to say it's been years and years. So if you ended up getting like a USP as well, like imagine a USP, Glock, and P250 Franklin all together, you get the full collection. I like that. I like when they include more of the same skin, but on different guns. Like the red line, for example. So it's decent, but I wouldn't pick it up. Silk Tiger? So, I would not use this skin myself. It's too bright. I'm not the biggest fan of the artwork, but I will say I can definitely respect and admire the skin. It is drastically different to really anything else on the AWP in the game. It's unique, it's creative, and I can imagine some people will love this art style. And I get it. I fully get it. I can see a lot of people enjoying this skin, truly. It is pink though, so it's going to be more expensive. But even though I wouldn't personally use this skin, I definitely do not think it's bad. And I'm glad this isn't a red. I'm glad it's a pink. I think if it was red, I'd be disappointed. I think pink is the correct position for this skin. Yeah, it looks super low res, but I think that's by design and it's intentional. And I could see it working in game. If it looks really shit in game, then obviously this will be dropping several levels as far as I'm concerned. But if you compare this AWP to the one in the case AWP is just so much better than this. It's not even close. But I still think this is decent, and some people probably will like using this. Yeah, they actually released the operation. Mac 10, Hot Snakes. Holy shit. There's a lot of detail on this skin. If this skin looks anything remotely like this in game or better, this is a banger of a skin. This is phenomenal. Now again, would I buy this myself? Probably not. I think there's better Mac 10s out there that I prefer the art style on, but I cannot deny the effort. It's engraved. This back skin looks great. You've got the Phoenix on the front little handle strap. The colors look really cool on it as well. This is a banging skin. This is very good. But I wouldn't take this over my ultraviolet skin. I wouldn't take it over the Disco Mac 10. There's a few Mac 10s that I prefer over this. But if you're into like the snake skin kind of engravings, this is going to be spot on for you. This is a very, very high quality skin. Very, very high quality. And absolutely deserves to be pink. AK to finish it off. So, X-Ray. There is an M4 X-Ray. And I think they released like a P250 X-Ray as well, didn't they? When they made that patch with something to do with France, I think, or whatever it was. The idea of the AK itself, I love. Okay, so if we don't take into account that it's red quality, I love this skin. If this was like purple, if this was affordable, this would be absolutely great. But the problem is, this is going to cost a shit ton of money because it's red. This is going to cost hundreds of pounds. And I don't think it's worth it for hundreds of pounds. The resolution on it's a little bit on the low side, but that's what I kind of like. It almost looks like it's wooden, almost laminate, which should look really good in game. There's not much missing paint at all, which is definitely a big bonus for the AK, because a lot of AKs have missing paint around here on the magazine. I actually like the color scheme a lot. I think it works. The only thing that's holding this back, other than it not having stat track options, are that it's red. It's red tier, so it will be way too expensive for the skin that you're getting. And that's a real shame. because the skin is very, very good. I wish this skin was in a case. I wish this skin here was in the case that came with this operation, rather than some of the skins that were in it instead, because this, like, pink or purple in that case, I'd actually probably pick up, like, right now. So it feels like a wasted opportunity to me. So overall, the collection had very good P250, good AK, great MAC-10, Glock was good, R8 was good, Deagle's alright, and the rest of them were meh or bad. I would rate this below the other collection. I think that the Control collection beats out the Havoc collection. I think the Havoc collection is better than the Case collection, though. So I would have Control, Havoc, and then Case in that order. And next up, we'll do the Ancient collection. So that'll be the end of this video. Catch me in the next one for the Ancient collection.